We're live.
Yay.
Welcome aboard. Welcome to History Through World Numismatics with the Numismaniac Skipper and my buddy here, Dale from Coin World UK.
Hey everyone.
Gonna be a fun time today. I'm glad to see Dale's looking a little bit healthier, wealthier, and maybe wiser. I don't know. How are you doing, Dale?
About 50% getting there, but we'll keep going as you do.
It's 50% is one way.
Sorry?
50% is halfway.
Exactly. It's upwards rather than downwards, so that's good news. I've had to learn to walk again. So
I've been there, done that. I'm still trying to learn.
That's weird sensation. I had all this pulsating go right through me, right everything, just like, and I just went,
oh wow. I was, as you know, I use a walker.
Yeah.
And I was telling the wife, back in the 60s, we used to do a lot of streaking just for the fun of it. I said, well, maybe I should try streaking now, but it would be really weird with the walker.
We'll have to give you like a 500-yard head start, so they have some kind of chase.
I don't think I could outrun the security, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of the ladies in the mall would faint or throw stuff at me. I don't know.
Well, what you want to do is get your younger pictures and stick that on you, and they go.
I don't know if I was ever that good looking.
Believe me, guys, if you see a younger version of the skipper, that's why he's using the walker. All the running he's had to do away from them.
I had way too much fun when I was younger. But, who we got? Yeah. I saw Jeff Crumpler came in the stream.
Yeah.
Phillip 45. We got Evil Arch Conservative. Mark Miller, welcome aboard.
Hey, Mark. Ferrari, Alan W. I'll try and do my best. If I haven't been a bit fidgety, it's because I'm like trying to focus on this.
That's just a scary thought, EAC.
Oh yeah.
There they are pulling their catheters out so they can chase me.
Having walking stick like Jules.
Oh, that's true.
My mum was a nurse in a caring home, and she saw these two old ladies. Now, it is like it's kind of like a built in an old Victorian house. It's been on extension, so it's and one of the corridors for about 4 or 5 feet goes really tiny. It goes like electric, so it widens up. So it's like 2 wheelchairs abreast, kind of thing. But then it goes into like a very small piece, and it can't be widened because it's like a what do they call it? It's a dividing wall, so it's for the strength of the house, and so they've only had to widen it a little bit, so just enough so a wheelchair can go through, or a very small trolley bed, so when they transfer beds, they have to go down the lift and go up, and they, rather than doing it, they just put one on a trolley and put one on a new bed. And but one day these two old ladies walking through their walkers, and they come to, none of them would move. they were like arguing with each other. They obviously can't restrain anybody, but they were arguing just at this one point.
Well, so, yeah. Honestly, Dale, you got to remember, when people start getting up there in age, they're still the same person inside that old body.
Oh yeah,
and it's rough when you're 16 in an 80-year-old body. It's really, especially if you're still lucid. I'm like, holy mackerel! My grandfather, he suffered a stroke, so he had no use of his one arm. Yeah. He barely used his other leg, and he used one of those four poster canes, to help him walk. He used to get out of his senior's residence, get out on the highway and hitchhike to go see his girlfriend 150 miles away.
Fair play. Nightmare, but fair play.
Yeah. The hardest part was that dead arm that he had wouldn't hold a thumb. So he's like,
Bless him.
what can I say?
Oh, man.
So we're going to be covering 1885 through 1889 today. Yeah. And of course, as per normal, we'll cover 1 year at a time. 5-minute time limit. When I say go, those in the chat can start. And when I say stop, you stop. And then that gives Dale and I a chance to review all the wonderful history facts that we have come up with over that time period.
Absolutely.
And what is he saying? Viagra was basically discovered in a nursing home. A drug was being tested for something else. Boy, were the residents happy. Just about had a riot when the drug was taken away. Yeah, I should say
I've got
so.
a joke about Viagra, but I don't know if to say it or not. As I said, they got Viagra for eye drops, haven't they?
What?
Yeah, they use eye drops for Viagra.
Well, it keeps the eyelids open or what?
Makes you look hard.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
That was horrible. That was a grandpa joke.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Please forgive me.
We're going to try to show some. I actually got some Canadian 1 cent here, but my first one's in 1885. I believe that's an O. Is that an O? Let's see. That's Carson City. Yes, it is. It's Carson City, Morgan. I'm one that loves Morgan dollars, and try to get that look there. Nice. There's a handsome looking coin for 1885. Beautiful coin. See the reverse on there. Oh, that's a nice shape. That one. What are they trying to get the person to spend on this thing here now? $695.95 US plus $33.85 shipping. That's $888 Canadian. Ouch.
Ouch.
Ouch. What do you got there, buddy?
I just going to show you some 1885 coins here, which is I do have a 3 farthings in 1885. I'm just trying to get the best one here, which is going to be, and I'm going to show you a picture of it because it'd be easier to do that than it.
I'll put you on solo so they can see you a little better.
Oh man. Okay, here's the 1885 farthing. A farthing's 1/4 of a penny, as you all know. Minted in London, England. And
Euro Coin Hunter says, can you explain most of your jokes after the stream, please? You know it's not a joke when you have to explain it, right?
No, that's right. No, I'm not explaining that. I don't. There we go.
Go. Oh yeah, that's nice.
So these are coins. I have 3 of these. I don't know if you got any of these, Skipper. I can put one of these in your pot if you like.
I have some farthings. I'd have to check the years.
Still, it's like a really tiny penny if you look at it that way. It's hard going through the plastic. But price guide, these ones are worth around about no more than £4 each. What's my history? Events. Ooh. You've been to Blackpool, haven't you?
What's that?
Did you say you've been to Blackpool?
Well, of course.
There you go. The Blackpool tram.
Oh, very cool.
Awesome.
1885 in Canada. Boy, oh boy. As we know, our monarch was Queen Victoria, and our Governor General was Henry Petty Fitzmaurice, and Prime Minister was John A. Macdonald.
Ours was our incumbents is obviously Victoria, Prime Minister William Gladstone. He was Liberal. Never met him. And our Parliament is the 22nd Parliament, probably since Cromwell, I should imagine.
In Canada, we had to deal with the Northwest Rebellion in 1885, and the Métis were trying to form their own country, and they had a confrontation at Batioc, which confronted 900 Canadian militia and some armed local residents, which would be the Métis. About 91 people died in the fighting.
So is that like going back nearly 100 years? Is like people still upset about different things if it's going to be natives?
There was still a lot of prejudice towards natives and those that were Métis, or half native and half French or half English, right? An interesting point too. All those troops that were sent out to deal with that, they eventually ended up being, a lot of them being shipped off to South Africa during the Boer War.
Oh wow!
Which is the second Boer War.
Yes. The Bud Files. Nice to see you. Opening of the Blackpool Tramway, the first to be electric powered. See, electric power vehicles outdid fossil fuels. Most of the time. Soldiers and Sailors Families Association established to provide charitable assistance. And the football, I think it's something about football. Yeah. Professional football was legalized. 85, yeah.
Stop.
You okay? I'll try my best with this, Skipper.
That's okay. We'll do the best we can here. I'm just hoping mine doesn't lag too much.
Oh,
there we go. And there, Ferret 45 starts us off.
I've just got to find the go button.
Yeah, 17th of June, 1885, the Statue of Liberty arrives in New York City aboard the French ship Isere, I-S-E-R-E. Isere?
It's actually really interesting. EAC says, August the 4th, 1885, my great-grandfather, John Williams, a shirk born in Kansas.
31st of March, 1885, Great Britain declares Bechuanaland a protectorate. I'm going to guess that's Africa.
Yeah. It's probably like Bahrain nowadays. 1885 from EAC. Shortly before dying, former General and President Grant finishes his autobiography. Thanks to Mark Twain, it provides his wife with a good income. Oh, that's pretty cool.
28th of March, 1885, the U.S. Salvation Army officially organized.
And they're still owed thousands or millions. 1885, EAC says former General and President Grant dies of throat cancer.
26th of March, 1885, first modern legal cremation was held in England at Woking, Surrey. Woking? Is that Woking or Woking? Woking.
EAC, August 20th, Ernest Hartwig discovers, I guess that's the star Andromeda. That's the not the star, the Andromeda system. Let me get this right. Okay. Discovers the Andromeda system, which is it's not a supernova. It's actually It's actually like our Milky Way in the Andromeda galaxy. So it discovers the Andromeda, a supernova inside the galaxy. Right. Okay. The first supernova discovered beyond the Milky Way. And do you know we're on a head-on collision with the Andromeda system?
I don't think we'll see it in our lifetime, though.
You can actually see it. Well, no, it won't be. The gas is already colliding, but obviously the actual. It's going to be billions of years.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look towards Orion's belt, it's just up on the left. You can see it with a good pair of binoculars.
Very interesting. 2nd of May, 1885, Congo Free State is formed by King Leopold II of Belgium. I have issues with that. I never thought of the Congo as being a free state, considering how Belgium mistreated the Congo.
Yeah. The bacterium, which is obviously E. coli, I ain't going to say that word, is discovered by Theodore Eisenreich. That's probably why it's called E. coli. The bacterium Salmonella enterica is discovered by Theodore Smith, working under Daniel L. Salomon. And I'll tell you something else about with E. coli. What kills E. coli is phages.
Is what?
Phages. They're like little spiders. They look like this. They've got a lot of RNA. They're tiny. They look like that, but they actually go to Salmonella and E. coli. They stick to it. They pierce. It's really interesting to watch. They've got RNA inside them.
That is interesting. 8th of May, 1885, Sarah Ann Henley survives a 76-meter jump from Clifton Bridge in Bristol, England. I'm hoping or gathering the water was deep enough to handle that.
If you ever go across the Clifton Suspension Bridge, it shows you all the plaques that people jumped. What happened was, remember when I said when people jumped off, their skirts acted like a parachute?
Yep.
Well, that's what happened. Because those big skirts they used to have, there's like I don't know what he's calling out, like some kind of like net inside or.
So it was an early parachute landing in water.
Basically, yes. That's why she survived. I don't think she'll ever do it again.
I guess not.
1885, Canada's Northwest insurrection ends with the surrender of Big Bear. Oh, what's that? Is that like
Big Bear is a native name, not a critter.
Yeah. So obviously it was either like a chief or something like that, and said that's enough. Or
2nd of July, 1885. Oh, no, wrong one. 6th of July, 1885. Louis Pasteur successfully gives an anti-rabies vaccine to 9-year-old Joseph Meister, saving his life.
Wow. Now, here's me thinking rabies is incurable.
And there's bud files in the house. Good. Nice to see.
Eugene Goldstein names the cathode ray. What's the cathode ray? Eugene Goldstein names the cathode ray. I have to find out what that is. Hello, peoples.
You see, the first successful appendectomy is performed by Dr. William W. Grant on Mary Gartside.
Okay. Gottlieb Daimler receives the first patent for a motorcycle. Fantastic.
July 6th, Louis Pasteur and Emile Roche successfully test. Okay, we've done that one already. George Gilles de la Tourette publishes an account of 9 patients with what will become known as Tourette's syndrome.
That's a horrible disease, that is.
Yeah, I actually saw when I was driving bus, quite a few people came on that had Tourette's syndrome, and it's tough. It's tough on
them. 1st of October 1885 by Ferrari, its special delivery mail service begins in US.
January 15th, American photographer Wilson Bentley takes the first known photograph of a snowflake by attaching a view camera to a microscope.
Oh, wow. This is a shame. US Mint, this is from Ferrari, 6 November 1885. US Mint at Carson City, Nevada, directed to close. That's a sad day for numismatics.
Yeah, no kidding. 7th of November 1885, the Canadian Pacific Railway is completed at Craigellachie. I've actually been to it. I drive right by it going to Jasper. And it's just where they put in Canada the Golden Spike, where the East met that.
We have a stop there, but EAC says George H. Pegram is granted a U.S. state patent for the Pegram Truss. Pegram Truss. I've heard of that. Pegram Truss.
You have you?
Bulgaria begins the 2 weeks Bulgarian wars. Serbs are later defeated decisively. Going back, Darren. And that's all we look what happens when.
That's all we have for 1885. And by the way, guys, don't forget to hit the like button.
Absolutely. 1886. Alrighty.
We will take a quick look at 18. Okay, I'll give you the go when it's ready for 1886. Just a second here.
Okay, I've got
188. You got a coin to show?
Yep. I got one here, but it's only a farthing. It's really difficult because they blacked them out to stop forgery with the Morning Money, you see.
Bring it up again. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
So it's really difficult to see. But here you go. It's 1986.
Well, a lot of the coppers, especially when they're so dark.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a shame really because you can't because it's got a beautiful ship there, and it's also got a lighthouse, and it's something that's really really small. If I get like I don't know.
I mean, look at how dark that one is. There's your 1886 Canadian 1 cent.
So that's going to be more or less about the same size, just a little bit bigger. That I should imagine.
Yeah, they're pretty similar. And there's
because it's probably about the size of I see. I got a US wheat cent here.
Do you? Let me think. I'll bring you up here.
The farthing is just a little bit bigger. Just a tiny bit. It's a little bit thinner, but it's a little bit bigger. There we go.
Go.
But yeah, beautiful coins though.
They are. Yeah, they are. Wow, 1886, interesting year. So 1886, we still had the Henry Petty Fitzmaurice as the Governor General. and John A. MacDonald was still our prime minister. But it was a rather interesting year. In Quebec, they had some cities. One of the cities was named Thorso, and it was a place referred to originally as Fraserville. And the town was finally incorporated as a village and municipality. And what else here? Alongside time zones and standard prime meridian, the Canadian Pacific Railroad began using that in 1886, prior to its official adoption by the European countries. So we were actually ahead of Europe for a little while there, which is kind of cool. And trying to, where are you? Come on, I want to. There it is.
There we are. Yay!
Just had to figure out which one to click.
Our monarch is Victoria, of course. Now, there's going to be quite a few here. Robert Cecil III, Marquis of Salisbury, was conservative until 28th of January. William Gladstone was a liberal, starting on the 1st of February, so obviously didn't like each other at the time. Robert Gladstone, Cecil Marquis of Salisbury, conservative, started. So they switched places over and over again. So it must have been a what do they call it? What do they call it, babe? When two governments rule, collaboration, I think.
No, what you mean.
Coalition. It's the 23rd Parliament, of course, starting on the 26th of June. What have we got here? Salisbury loses support of the Irish Party and resigns as Prime Minister. We go, that's why. The first Crufts dog show held in London. The Severn Tunnel is opened by the Great Western Railway. Now, the Severn Tunnel is a tunnel that links England and Wales.
You actually had to have a tunnel between England and Wales?
Yeah, down the south, because obviously it's miles down again. Because the Severn Estuary, I think it's closed now. I think there's some reminiscence of it, but I don't think it's still. I think it's shut down now.
Right.
And I had something for you. Oh, the Great Snowstorm of London, 25th of December. Did you know if you put a pound bet to snow in London these days, you can win quite a lot of money? But that's the snow in the Met Office.
Yep. Stop. And we'll go back.
I had something for you here, Skip, and I can't find it now.
Well, Ferret 45 says 15th of January 1886, the Weekly Herald, this is the first newspaper in Vancouver, BC, publishes its first issue. Oh, hello, kitty.
Yeah, a cat.
No.
What's that? Dog's gonna mental.
I use it to drive my dog crazy.
Carl Benz patents the first Benz patent motor wagon in Karlsruhe. Is that right? Karlsruhe, Germany. The world's first automobile with a burning motor. Wow.
And there's been lots of burning motors since then. Every time there was a problem with the engine and it lit on fire, you had a burning engine.
Or there's an arsonist around.
23rd of February 1886, aluminum manufacturing process is developed. And so it begins, the aluminum.
I'll tell you something about aluminium. Okay. Now, the person who invented or discovered aluminium, the actual word is aluminum. There's aluminum, right? Aluminum. How do you say it?
Aluminum. Yes.
Aluminum. Which is the correct way, not me, the correct way of saying it. Because the scientists was easier to say aluminium, that's why it's stuck. But you still say it the correct way, you guys, America, Canada, say it the correct way. We, the British, being stubborn, say no, say this is the correct way. It's not. You guys say it the correct way, just to say that we're wrong.
I say it this way: you're never wrong, but you're just technically incorrect a lot.
A lot. I'm always technically incorrect all the time. 23rd of February. Oh, sorry. Do you want me to write?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Times of London newspaper published its world's first classified ad. That's actually interesting. I wonder what that was.
1st of March, 1886, the Anglo-Chinese School in Singapore is founded by Bishop William Oldham.
Oh. The Tacoma Riot of 1885 and Seattle Riot of 1886 drew national attention to burgeoning. I can't pronounce that. Burgeoning coastal cities in Washington Territory for their forced expulsion of their next bit.
Chinese populations by angry and largely white mobs.
Okay.
That was a two-parter.
I just realised if it's from LNW, I realised that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. 6th of March, 1886, the first U.S. alternating current power plant starts in Great Barrington, Massachusetts.
Well, that's actually interesting to have AC going then. The actions were part of a brutal wave of anti-Chinese violence that rocked the American West in the second half of the 19th century, displacing more than 20,000. Oh, wow. It's amazing how many people. I mean, a lot of those Chinese were navvies, weren't they? Building the railway.
29th of May, 1886, American chemist John Pemberton begins to advertise Coca-Cola. And do you remember what was in the original recipe for Coke?
Cocaine.
No wonder everybody got addicted to it.
Yeah. And it's never tasted the same since. So when they say the new original recipe, do you remember they had new cola and it didn't do very well? It was actually an abomination.
Well, it's because new Coke tasted like Pepsi, and diehard Coke drinkers didn't want Pepsi; they wanted Coke.
But it's not really original, is it? About the cocaine now, is it? I mean,
no, not at all.
Yes, the Chinese used to make tunnels under the town to travel. Okay. You say
29th of May, 1886, American chemist John. Oh, that's already got that one. Down to Ferret. 3rd of July, 1886, in Germany, Carl Benz drives the first automobile.
Yeah, I already done because he had the pattern one, which I done earlier.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So 6th and 9th, fear of growing violence prompt 150 Chinese men of nearby Seattle to flee Washington's Governor Watson Squire. Contracted President Governor. Wow.
And of course, they had to contact President Grover Cleveland, who sent federal troops to Seattle for 10 days to keep the peace.
Does it sound like, doesn't that make you realize what Trump did when what happened not so long ago with the rioting? He sent the it's amazing how some kind of history sort of repeats itself.
Way too often.
24th of July, 1880, China takes back British protectorate of Burma.
Oh, on July 10th, 1886, evil arch conservative's great-grandmother on her mom's side, Flavie William Shirk, is born. She was the youngest of 3 children. She died in 1963, 4 months before I was born. Oh.
4th of August, 1886, Colombia adopts the Constitution. And then
and we got a couple that
Robert's
slipped.
Point Adventures is in the house. 4th of August, 1886, Columbia. Oh, I was done that one. Crockett Woolworth National Bank organised, but that was way after. That was like when after the stop.
Yes, it was. My goodness. So, gee, we're already on to 1887, which is kind of cool. And I do have an 1887 Canadian 1-cent coin.
Nice. Let's have a look.
And of course, well,
no, Alan Debbie goes, no, wait here. I'm always right, even when I'm wrong. Fair play.
there we go.
Oh, look at that. Do you know what? The details on that coin is amazing.
Yeah, these are in pretty good shape, these ones. And especially, you know, when you're looking at coins of this vintage, you're looking at the high points. You're looking especially at the leaves. And if you got the leaves that are good on the reverse, great. Obverse, look at the monarch's hair. Now you check out, there's Victoria, and take a look at the detail on the...
Oh, it looks like it's just printed yesterday. You know, just completely come up with the hand.
You get coins like that for your collection. Those are keepers.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah, that's a nice coin, that one.
You
got an 87?
I do indeed. Again, it's in its I mean, it's a really, really pretty coin. It's a shame I can't get out. I mean, the details on these coins, from what I see, what you see, is 2 different things.
Oh, I know.
But the details are absolutely. You can still got the Union flag inside there, which is really, really cool. I'll just show you what it looks like. There we go. Again, this is a halfpenny, by the way. Sorry. That's not a very good picture. It's quite. That's not me. That's actually the picture on what they're showing. So yeah, that's not a very good picture for what they put on there. There we go. That's what mine would look like, but mine's blackened out.
Yeah.
There's just over, I think it's 10 million. I haven't put anything on yet. Yeah, just over 10 million on here. And these coins can, depending on the condition, of course, they go from pennies to,
go,
100 quids, couple of £100, still bronze, but lovely, lovely coin indeed. 1887 already.
Yeah. Yeah, we only, for the 1 cent that I showed you, we only had 1.5 million of them were minted.
So you think then the size of Canada, that's a lot, but there wasn't that much population, if you think about it.
No, nowhere near as much, of course.
But 10 million halfpennies still wasn't a lot, considering that London itself, around about the time, probably had about 3 million people.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the rest of the country, so obviously I don't know what the census records are.
Well,
the fact is,
even the United States in that time period had more people living there than we have today in Canada. So yeah, Queen Victoria is still queen. And John A. Macdonald is still prime minister. He's hanging in there.
Yes. I got something really cool in a minute. UK there, Skip?
Oh yeah. One thing that's interesting, in 1887, the Winchester model 1887 was called the Dilaso Shotgun, and Winchester model 1901 are their lever action shotguns designed during that period.
So they were like that. They were barrel on barrel, weren't they? Where they weren't twin barrels.
No, I don't know if they. I don't think they were. Would they be twin? I don't think they're twins.
Yeah, I don't think they're like the double barrel shotgun as you would look
Yeah.
at today. You know, barrel by barrel. I mean, I think they were underneath each other, weren't they? If I remember rightly.
I have seen the single barrel ones. It wasn't till much later that I saw double barrel.
But either way, though, if it's a Winchester, you know you're going to get a really good gun out of that.
Well, yeah.
What else you got there, Skipper? Do you not have to look at a lot of Canadian history? Because I think it's overlooked a lot of times, though. I think there's a lot of it is overlooked.
Well, yeah, because there's the one thing about Canadian history. Again, it's some of it can sound really mundane, but at the same rate, it's stuff that it would be nice to know. Like, we during 1887, a lot of expatriate actors actually immigrated to Canada. And they found that they could get prominent parts on stage in Canada that they couldn't get in the United States.
Yeah. I suppose the way you're looking at it is like it's not the competition up in Canada than it was down in, say, New York at the time. So like Broadway, where because you still had like you can still travel further to like I don't know, so like England or whatever to act from Canada as being part of the.
Oh, absolutely.
This is quite interesting. I've got a couple for you, Skip.
Yeah.
And this, obviously, our monarch is still Victoria, of course. Prime Minister is still Robert Cecil, or Gascoigne Cecil, third Marquis of Salisbury, of course. And I got something for you. St. John's Ambulance Brigade is formed.
Yes, and I used to belong to that.
You did. And Buffalo Bill's Wild West show opens in London.
Yes, and I always wanted to go to it, but I was too young.
So you still look 21. And of course, Zululand becomes a British Empire. Of course.
Dominion Canada General Insurance Company started in 1887.
Who did?
Yes.
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry, Skip.
The Dominion of Canada General Insurance Company started in 1887. So now we're getting insurance. Stop. So we've seen some serious developments. We're getting into the modern age. Think about what it was like before they even had insurance. If anything happened, unless you had something set aside, you were in serious trouble.
Well, if you ever go around London, itself and see the only insurance you really had was from burning buildings. The only real insurance, you didn't have it, like the insurance you had today, like covers absolutely almost everything. There would be like a sun on top of a doorway.
Yeah.
It'd be like a stone inscription saying that you're insured by the Sun Life Insurance.
Really?
So, yeah. So that your house would be put out, but next door's is not.
Yeah, but what about all the houses with pineapples?
Oh, that's just to do with wealth and prosperity, as you know. I'm pretty sure but if you look at some of these little quirks around London, it's actually really interesting.
It is.
But yeah, noses is another one.
We got Robert's Coin Adventures has popped in, and he's actually was the first one to hit on this one. What we got here? January 6, 1887. Abdallah II of Harar opens the Battle of Chilengo with an attack on the camp of the Sheshewan army of Negus Menelik II. Oh, okay. Wow. I'm going to guess it's somewhere in the Middle East.
I think that's probably one of the battles that are going on with the Morris at the end of Boer War, maybe.
I don't think it'd be anywhere near South Africa or the Transvaal, because you're talking those are names that sound almost like Iraq and Afghanistan. It's just the names are just not right for Africa,
I guess.
Oops, my kitty went out.
I might have one of those. I'm not sure, says Alan W. Robert's January 20th, U.S. Senate approves naval base in Pearl Harbor. Look at that.
1887, Alan W. says Dawes Severalty Act is passed. Indian lands are split into individual allotments, with remaining lands becoming public and therefore up for sale. Oh, they were splitting up reserves and giving the parts only certain parcels to the natives and selling off the rest. Is that what I'm reading there?
Looks like it.
That's not very cool.
Great race very soon. January 26th, Battle of Dogali, I can't even. Abyssinian Emperor John IV defeats Italians.
Abyssinia. Sorry.
Is the country. So is laughing at me again.
No. Okay.
Oh, look.
28th of Jan, 1887, works begins on the Eiffel Tower in Paris. That was for their exhibition, right?
Yeah, it was only supposed to last a few years, wasn't it?
Yeah. Amazing what a coat of paint will do.
And now someone's married to it. 21st of June, 1887, Britain celebrates Golden Jubilee of Queen Victoria.
Cool.
So we had not only was something, obviously, something was happening in Paris. You know, we had the Jubilee going on to celebrate Golden Jubilee.
January 28th, work begins on the Eiffel Tower. We've had that one, right? 25th of December, 1887, Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey is first distilled. I don't like Glenfiddich. It's okay to heated snifter, but it's just too harsh.
I don't drink. My dad used to like his whiskey, and every time I had whiskey, it was like a potent smell of vile. So I just couldn't be bothered.
You know what? You're right. Especially when you're talking Scotch whiskey, it does have that kind of bile taste to it that kind of throws you up. My father-in-law used to drink the stuff.
Because teachers spell their whiskey with an EY, and I think the Scottish spell it with a Y, I believe. Oh, cool. Giuseppe's Verdi's opera Othello premieres at La Scotia in Italy. Verdi's first new opera for 15 years, over 15 years.
1st December 1887, Sino-Portuguese treaty recognizes Portugal's control of Macau.
I've lost you now. 1887 from Ferrari, Sherlock Holmes first appears in print in a study in Scarlet by author Conan Doyle.
Cool. Ellen W. writes, despite the original safeguards in place to help Indian people retain their land, the General Allotment Act caused Indian land holdings to plunge from 138 million acres in 1887 to 48 million acres by 1934 when allotment ended. This happened for several reasons. First, during the allotment of many reservations. And I'm trying to follow her down because she keeps doing it. Okay, she disappeared. That explains a little bit about that, though. That's great to know.
It's nice to have some history beyond the history, I guess.
Yeah.
This is from Ferrari 1887. A Miles patents the elevator.
And then jump over to Ferret 45. 6th of October, 1887, the Hovis process for manufacture of bread making flour is patented. The Hovis process.
Yeah.
Question: is that the one where you're taking turning the coarse flour into white, getting a lot of the shaft and stuff out of it instead of it's like whole wheat? It's almost like bleached. I wonder if that's what that is. Because they took all the goodness out of the bread when they did that. They just made white flour.
There was lots. I mean, as you know, there was lots of water mills going around.
Right.
You know, they used to get the corn, and then the mills going around, and obviously it crushed the wheat. I don't know whether they've done it a different way to process it quicker, to make it more, to maybe add yeast with it to make much more bread. I have to look into that actually, because that's actually quite interesting. I do like Hovis bread.
Oh yeah,
love Hovis bread. 40th of February, Cubs sell Mike Kelly to Boston for a record $10,000. Says Roberts Coins Adventures. It's a lot of money back then. I've probably got to go back a couple of money.
It is a lot. 1st of October, 1887. The Balochistan conquered by the British Empire. Balochistan. 1880. Where would Balochistan be? Anybody want to look that one up? I'd be interested in knowing.
I think what we should do is highlight some of the things and then let's go through them afterwards. Emily Berliner patents the gramophone. That's interesting. So we've got the one before, I can't remember what it was, on the gramophone. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. February 20, Germany, Austria, and Hungary and France end the Triple Alliance.
Ferrari 45 says gas lamp at Fiat Royal in Exeter catches fire. Oh my God, I'm killing about 200. Well, that's been our first deaths for a few years.
Yeah. 19th of August, 1887, Dmitry Mendeleev makes a solo ascent by balloon to an altitude of 11,500 feet. That's 3.5 kilometers up above Klin, Russia, to observe an eclipse. I cannot think of a more hostile environment than going that high up over Russia.
Yeah.
You know, so we're talking a cold climate. It gets cold anyway, and they don't have any breathing apparatus, and he's up 3.5 miles.
Yeah, I mean, once you're over 3,500 feet, you're gasping for air.
Yeah.
You know, especially as they say in Russia, where it's sharp, cold air. Man, he must have been frozen.
That's horrible.
Fair play to him, though. Well, that for an eclipse. February 22nd, Union Labour Party organised in Cincinnati.
4th of July, 1887, future founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, begins his studies at Sindh Madras Atul Islam University in Karachi.
I don't know who that is, to be honest.
I have heard of Karachi. I just can't visualize where it is.
Yeah, Karachi is near Calcutta, isn't it? Or in Calcutta.
Mm-hmm.
23rd of February, French-Italian Riviera struck by earthquake. Oh wow. Okay, we've gone up a bit more there. So 2000 now.
Okay, March 2. They ruined it now. Now we're getting all the deaths now. Damn it. March 3rd, Anne Sullivan begins teaching 6-year-old blind deaf Helen Keller.
Helen Keller. She's on a coin, isn't she, Helen Keller?
I don't know. Do we have? Is that why we put denticles on coins so that we have braille?
No, Helen Keller, I believe, is
That
the
would
one. We do actually have it on our many, believe it or not. Helen Keller, I believe, I may be wrong, is on a quarter, US quarter, and she was the first blind woman to have a bachelor's degree in art.
It always fascinated me to try to understand how she could even learn, being both blind and deaf.
Especially in them days.
Yeah, like, wow.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Helen Keller is the first woman to be awarded a bachelor's degree for art. I think it's art. I'm pretty sure it's art. I'm 99% sure it's art, and she's on a US quarter.
Fair 45 says 22nd of June, 1887, Zululand becomes a British colony.
March the 8th, Everett Horton, it's all CT. Patents the fishing rod by telescopic steel tubes.
Yay! We get our modern fishing rod.
I love fishing. I used to catch roach, catch pike. CT, what's CT? I know it's a US state, but I can't remember which one.
Horton, Connecticut?
Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, sounds right, doesn't it?
March 24th, Oscar Strauss was appointed the first Jewish ambassador from the US to Turkey.
Wow. Sir John Everett Millier's patented bubbles. Painting bubbles is acquired for advertising purposes by pearl soaps. Was that pear soaps? I'm sorry, I can't read.
Oh, there is an accomplishment.
Painting bubbles is acquired for advertising.
There's an accomplishment. He learned how to paint bubbles.
What's pear soap?
Pear soap, it's a brand of soap. It's that orangey coloured soap. That's what...
All right, okay.
So here's the guy there doing advertising, and look, he discovered, hey, I can draw bubbles. Think about it. That's what it's saying.
It's like lava comes on.
He's learned how to make a bubble by painting. That's significant.
Okay. It's for the blowing bubbles.
Yeah. April 5th, April 5th, Anne Sullivan teaches water to Helen Keller.
Oh wow.
I'm thinking about that one. How would she teach Helen Keller water? By sticking her hand in a glass of water?
Well, if you've been blind, but
water. Water. I would love to know how she got it registered, what it was called.
Because if you're blind all the way through your life, I mean, you know, if you feel this could be water, you know, obviously, but you still wouldn't know in your mind what it would be like. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing, but you know the texture of it and the feel of it. But I mean, she's probably only young at the time, so. But I'm pretty sure Helen Keller is on a coin. I'm pretty sure she is. I'm 100%. I'm 90% sure.
Now you're gonna have to look that up.
I am. President Abraham Lincoln's reburied with his wife in Springfield, Illinois.
Ah,
that's interesting.
That's
quite. They moved his. I remember them moving it because his first thing is empty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite the monument that they have for him in Springfield. 12th of April, Henrik Ibsen's Rasmussen premieres in Oslo.
I'm sorry, Skip. I'm glad you had that.
Rasmussen.
I don't know what that is, to be honest.
No, well, it's got to be a show of some sort.
A boom in Gobic iron stocks. Gobic iron stock. Gobic in iron stocks was followed by a crash in which small investors lost heavily on the 27th, says Alan W.
I'm glad that they put invest on there, because the moment I read that thing, I was thinking, what happened? A big rack of iron fell down? It went boom. Marshfield was entirely destroyed by fire, 1,500 persons being rendered homeless. The property loss was between $2 million and $3 million.
Oh, man. The United States Senate allows the Navy to leave Pearl Harbor in Hawaii as a naval base. The United States Senate allows the naval base to lease Pearl Harbor in Hawaii as a
April 20th, George Bouton wins the world's first motor race on a steam-powered quadricycle, a test organized by French newspaper Le Vélocipede.
The Velocipede, that actually sounds pretty cool. 26th of April, 1887. Huntsville Electric Company forms to sell electricity. It's probably now called Eon now, I should imagine.
Wisconsin's first worker safety law, which required fences or guards around gears, shafts, and bull wheels and pulleys.
Wisconsin's first worker safety law. Okay, it's pretty cool actually. Safety's coming in first here.
Finally.
April the 30th, first game played at Broad and Huntington Park, St. Park. Street. Oh my God, hang on a minute. The first game played at Broad and Huntington Street Park, Baker Bowl in Philadelphia, Phillies beats Giants 1910. So 1910 runs. That's obviously baseball, I guess.
Yeah. 2nd of May, Gioacchino Rossini's corpse is transferred to Santa Croce, Florence. Why was he transferred?
Maybe due to family wanting closer. I think he asked. Oh, okay. We've asked his Canadian history.
It says, and my Germans coming over from Hamburg. Your Germans? Is that your family, German?
May 2nd, Hannibal Godwin patents the Polaroid photographic film used in Thomas Edison's kaleidoscope. That's pretty neat.
It is. 1887, the first premiers conference is held at Quebec City, Quebec. I'll get a Canadian one in there. That's cool.
May 9th, Buffalo Bill's Cody's Wild West show opens in London.
I wanted to go to that. May 13th, 15th, Preakness, William Donahue aboard Dunboyne wins in 2 minutes 39 seconds and 25 whatever.
Where are we? There we go. 1887 by Ferrari 45, Chester A. Hodge of Beloit, Wisconsin patents spur barbed wire. Oh wow, we've already had the barbed wire before. Now this is the spur type, which is a bit more lethal, I guess.
Nastier. May 23rd, first transcontinental train arrives in Vancouver, British Columbia.
think we've had that one, haven't we? 23.
No, we talked about the spur. They drove the last spike. Now the trains actually traveled through the mountains.
Oh, God. I mean, I've got to stretch my legs out a minute.
Feels good, eh? Oh, yeah. All right. And, the fun part is after we sit here for a while, we have to get up. And that's a thrill.
So I'm just, my feet are like balloons right now. And so I'm trying to get my foot to a point where I'm not putting any pressure on them. Oh, that's better.
Can you put your feet up somewhere?
No, I ain't got nowhere. Just a hodge of Beloit, Wisconsin patterns. Oh yeah, we've already had that one. Transcontinental. The gas lamp in Paris opens, catches fire. I think we've had that one, haven't we? A little while ago.
Yeah.
The racetrack betting becomes legal in New York State. Hey.
June 4th, Pasteur Institute, founded by French biologist Louis Pasteur in Paris.
The monotype type casting machine, patented by Talbot Lanston, Washington, D.C. The monotype type casting. Okay, that's pretty cool.
The railroad industry bolstered by completion of both James J. Hill's Great Northern Railway in 1887.
And we got the stop there, and then we got a couple of things that going on with the Giants beating the Philadelphia Phillies 29-1. Oh wow, 29-1. Okie dokie. Probably didn't. Yeah, I will not turn up to that game. Insurance never wants to cover nothing. It is a scheme. Anything with scheme in it is a sham.
Really?
Well, put it this way, right? We got the mobility scheme over here. And yeah, it's a great thing. It's good, don't get me wrong. But in some cases, people put down hundreds of pounds to get a decent car, like a BMW or whatever. But they have to give it back in 3 years. Then you've got to go through all the appointments and things. It's not really guaranteed to keep it. And a lot of people's lost out on it. So scam. And you lose out on your mobility payment as well because you got it as well. So.
Well, we're already hitting 1880 or 1888.
Unfortunately, I do not have a 80. I'm pretty sure I know I have, but
I do.
Yay!
I actually do. I do have an 1888. Of course, I'm sticking with the 1 cent coin. I got to make sure everybody can see that. Yeah, right there.
I like them.
Again, a lot of history sitting there.
Oh yeah.
And
my favorite year, 1888. Do you know I won something on Can's collectibles? What it was, I know he likes football, and he put a date in, and I went 1888, and I got it right.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. It's the start of the football league. So it was like a calculated guess. And I got it right. But I gave it over anyway. I didn't actually take the win. Yes, she's on the US quarter. Yay. According to Dimebag. $1888 skipper. How much are those coins? Those 1888 and those 1 cent coins? Out of curiosity.
I could look it up, but then I'd have to shoot you. No.
No, don't look it up.
They're not that expensive.
About $5-6 maybe.
Depends on grade.
$10.
Okay, that one I have there. I should be able to look it up somewhere. How in the world will I do that? 1880. Where am I? I do have I have my Excel open. I can actually do this.
so naughty.
File. Open. Recent. Come on, open recent. Don't cause me grief. And that was the
Why can't I get to 1888, Skipper?
open.
There we go.
It's good to see. That's the difference between a coin collector and a numismatist. We actually have to log everything. And that was an 1888 1-cent coin. Now, remember, this is an assessment, not a grade.
Yes.
So many don't quite understand what that means.
I reckon that grade's a very good grade myself.
That one there is an EF 40, approximately.
Fine. Okay.
And it was worth $20.50.
That's more than I expected, to be honest.
So it's
I should know.
it's still not bad. That 1884. The 1884 was an EF 45.
Let me guess, about $35.
$740.
What?
$740.
You have a $740 coin sat in your. Don't let Tracy know it's said that.
She has no clue. No clue at all.
Tracy, I got a secret.
Hey, shh.
No, your secret's safe for me.
It's fun going through a lot of these coins because a lot of them look very similar, and you really don't know what they're worth. I mean, holy crap! I mean, I've got into going well into the future, a 1994 that's proof like 67. It's worth 80, and that's a penny, $80.
See, it doesn't always have to be precious metals. I mean, that's a couple of Morgans there.
It's numismatic value.
Yeah.
And like anything, it's whatever the person's willing to pay for them.
Pay for it. I managed to catch up with all my comments anyway. Oh man, you have to blink, and it's just like trillions. It's like the comments are the best part of my videos. I love reading the comments.
As do I.
Oh man, it's fun.
Yeah. Well, not much to say about Canada other than the fact that we got Frederick Stanley as the Prime Minister. So John A. Macdonald got the boot.
Oh, there you go. I got an 1888 coin here.
Do you?
Yeah, it's the same. It's this one here. There's no point putting me up. There you go.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm just going to do my history. 1888 history. Right.
Stop.
Okay, just a couple of events for me. The Lawn Tennis Association is founded, and West Brom Albion Football Club, or West Bromwich, or the Baggies, beat Preston North End 2-1 to win the FA Cup.
Ooh. Well, we're starting off with Robert's coin adventures for 1888. He says that January 31st, wax drinking straws were patented by Marvin C. Stone in Washington, D.C. And so it begins. Milkshakes with straws. Hello.
Yeah, don't tell Lauren about milkshake with straws, will you? I said to Laurie, this is my more or less first met Zoe. We went out to American diner called Casper's. Yeah. And I was trying to trick my boy at the time. He was only little, and Lauren was sat there, right? And I goes, if you blow into your milkshake out of a straw, it makes it more bubbly. Of course, Brandy starts laughing at me, and of course she goes. Strawberry milkshake. I can't find your go. Where'd you go? 1888. Loads. 1888. Oh man. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, Vincent van Gogh cuts off his left ear with a razor after argument with his fellow painter Paul Gauguin. Or Gauguin.
Gauguin.
Gauguin. How'd you say it?
It's Paul Gauguin.
Paul Gauguin. He sends it to a prostitute for safekeeping. Lend me your ears. Okay.
Well, that's pretty odd. January 5th, Dutch. Oh, give me a break. Hide a Matskapage land reclamation. Okay, Dutch land reclamation is established. Good grief, Darcy, what are you trying to do to me here?
I'm glad you had that one. Hide a Matskapage.
Why don't you just put the whole alphabet up there?
And jumping around. You almost got a Welsh word saying hello or something. 11th December 1888, French Panama Canal Company fails. Oh, wow. Okay.
January 30th, Harry Moses, 297 out, not out of for New South Wales against Victoria. I'm gathering that's some sort of sport.
That's cricket.
I'm not going to guess that Harry Moses is 297 years old.
No, that's cricket. That's 297 runs not out in North South Wales or New South Wales against Victoria.
Oh, thank goodness you can.
New South Wales. Why did I say North? 20th of November 1888. William Bundy patents time card clock. Ooh, he wants time cards.
February 22nd, father of American golf, John Reed, first demonstrates golf on a Yonkers cow pasture to friends. Okay, there's a thought.
Yeah.
You're playing golf on a cow pasture. What happens if the golf ball lands in a cow pie? Is that a foul?
It's certainly not a birdie.
It's not a birdie.
Or a bogey. It's a landmine.
They originally called it poop, but changed it to putt.
You're on your first putt.
Oh, or that could explain why they call it chipping.
Probably. You have to chip it out the... yeah, I don't really know much about golf. Mind you, I did one.
It's pretty disgusting, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it is. Do you know, I wound Zoe up with golf once. I did. She was like, I goes, do you know what? I goes, I'm not very good at golf. I keep going around in 18. I don't understand. And
if you truly want to appreciate golf, Dale, watch Robin Williams explain golf as a Scotsman.
I do appreciate the game. My uncle was friends with Jimmy Tarbuck, who's a comedian plus a golfer. When he was alive in Watford, and my brother used to go down and play with them. But I can't. It's one sport I could never play. I'm never good at it. Couldn't get the ball in the air. It's hard and it looks, but yeah, it's the father of American golf, John Reed, first demonstrates golf, and John J. Loud patents the ballpoint pen. Fair play.
Hey, yeah. He didn't patent this one though.
No.
17th of October, 1888, Thomas Edison files a patent for the optical phonograph, the first movie.
Ah, that's interesting. Washington Monument opens for public admittance. The Washington Monument. Okay, yeah. That's the what do they call it? The spike, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a Cleopatra's needle.
Yeah, needle. Yeah, that's built in stages because they ran out of money during the war. That's what it's.
That's right. That's right. It was like 50 years before they did the top half. Where are we here?
Indies.
Yeah, you can do that one.
Okay, Vincent's The Indies of Wallenstein trilogy premieres.
Oh, that was easy.
I struggle with dog and cat. and
Oh,
things like that.
1st of October, 1888, National Geographic magazine is published for the first time.
That's pretty interesting, actually. There we go. Jack the Ripper murders 2 more women, Liz Stride and Kate Eddowes, in Whitechapel, London. Now, he also sends a letter to that, which is his very first time he ever uses his name as well.
Oh? March 10th, heavyweight boxing champ John L. Sullivan draws Charlie Mitchell in 30 rounds.
30 rounds. And they were like 5-minute rounds, 30 rounds.
Bare knuckle?
Bare knuckle, chest only, but 30 rounds.
Brutal.
Man. And they used to drink beer to keep going. Mind you, it used to numb stuff, didn't it? So, 25th September 1888, Royal Court Theatre opens in London.
March 11th, the Great Blizzard of 88 strikes northeastern USA.
Oh, okay. I'm up with Ferrari 45, 19th of September 1888. One of the first known modern beauty contests held in Spa, Belgium.
And that was Ferret?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that one on here. Oh, there it is. Yes, there it is. I missed that one. 7th of September, 1888, Edith Eleanor McLean is the first baby to be placed in an incubator at the State Immigrant Hospital on Ward's Island, New York. First incubator. That's cool.
4th September 1888, George Eastman patents the first roll film camera and registers Kodak.
That far back. March 14th, second largest snowfall in New York City history, 21 inches.
That's a lot of snow.
That's a lot.
Imagine when it started falling out, though. Crikey. It must have been floods.
That's almost as much snow as we get in a day here. It snowed here, by the way, today.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it was white. I went when Tracy wants to put the Christmas tree back up.
Let's get ready. The body of Jack the Ripper's first victim, Mary Ann Nichols, is found in Whitechapel in London's East End.
Sad time.
It's very bad.
March 22nd, English Football League is established.
Yeah. Yay. 21st August 1888, American inventor William Seward Burroughs,
Yeah.
patents the adding machine. That's pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah, it made a lot of accountants happy. They weren't sitting there like they were in Scrooge's freaking counting house.
Can you imagine those counting? Yeah, because there's a lot of those counting houses everywhere, wasn't there?
That's right. 25th of March, socialist leader Domela Nieuwenhuis is elected to Dutch second chamber.
Oh man. The 1st of August 1888, the first roof of Seville's cathedral collapses after an earthquake. Oh wow! So Seville is in Italy, isn't it?
Yes. 27th July 1888, Phillip Pratt unveils the first American electric tricycle.
Fantastic. John Boyd Dunlop applies the first pneumatic tire. So it's actually really, really interesting because it made a lot of things more comfortable, especially on the cobble roads.
Yeah, no kidding. 11th of April, the Concert Bilbao in Amsterdam is inaugurated.
You're getting the big ones tonight.
I know.
The 15th July 1888, the Bandai volcano, Japan, erupts for the first time in 1,000 years. It's amazing how they knew in 1,000 years when it last erupted, unless it was like recorded or something. Some kind.
Yeah, how would they even flip and know that? Right? It had to have been recorded somewhere.
That's crazy. I understand, like modern days, everything's recorded, but back then, oh yeah, that was done 1,000 years ago. Okay.
Oh, there it is. It's marked on the rock over there.
Yeah. One past the lava pool.
Unbelievable. 15th of June, 1888, Wilhelm II becomes the Emperor of Germany.
I did a coin of him a little while ago. 16th, April 16th. I did, though. Drentes and Friese. Peat cutters go into the Netherlands. Drentese and Friese. Peat cutters. Peat cutters? What's peat cutters?
No, peat cutters. They're cutting peat. Peat moss.
Yeah, but peat is just naturally grown, isn't it? Like old grass.
Yeah, well, what they've gone and done is they imported the buggers that did it in England, cutting peat.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And they went over to the Netherlands going, hey, there's going to be a lot of peat over here. We'll cut some peat. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh. Now, you never learn that in natural history classes.
Yeah, never.
I mean,
agricultural classes. I'm on 5th November now, right?
Where did you go? For Pete's sake.
1888 Belfast is granted city status by Queen Victoria. That's what I got on mine anyway.
Yeah, that's correct. 1888, the board game Snakes and Ladders is introduced from India to the UK by the Jacques of London.
You know,
I would never have known Snakes and Ladders came from there.
No, neither do I. Do you know that game always reminds me just ups and downs all the time?
Well, it's just like life, right? Ups and downs. Yeah. But from India, there I'm going to keep a mental note that anybody asks me, hey, you like Snakes and Ladders? Yeah, that's an Indian game. No, not native Indian. I'm talking Indian. Now I know that. That's cool. Talk about trivia.
24th of April, Eastman Kodak founded George Eastman? Eastman Kodak founded by George. Oh, okay, Eastman Kodak is one company founded by George Eastman. Sorry. I'm on 29th of April now. I'm not sure.
Old Calvison, Congo. Henry Morton Stanley meets Emin Pasha.
So Emin Pasha is obviously the governor of Congo or the king.
Yeah.
22nd of May, my birthday. Leroy Buffington patents the system to build skyscrapers. Excellent.
May 4th, Italy and Spain sign military covenant.
There we go. May 7th, Eduardo Lelo's opera La Roy de Wise premieres in Paris. La Roy de Wise. Is that right?
16th of May, 1888, CPR opens Hotel Vancouver, British Columbia. And those hotels were very luxurious.
Yeah, they were built to impress.
Yeah.
But now, if you look at some of our Victorian hotels, they're crumbling. 11th May, 16th, Preakness F. Littlefield aboard refunded wins wins in 2 minutes 49. Now, I guess that's a horse race. Preakness F. Litchfield on board reefer. Okay, that's the jockey on board the horse. Wins in 2 minutes 49. There's a lot of great history here, actually.
Yeah. May 13th, DeWolf Cooper first recites Casey at the Bat.
I never even heard of that one. Salt Union Limited, because Salt Union Limited formed to achieve an effective monopoly over British salt production. That's interesting, actually.
Darren, it was Snakes and Ladders, not Clue. May 14th, the 14th Kentucky Derby, George Covington aboard Macbeth 2 wins in 2 minutes, 38 seconds. Oh, that one was actually easy.
Kentucky Derby. CP, you've had that one, haven't you?
Yeah.
We've had the Buffington pattern skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Here we go. The Conifer gets its first seismograph, which is obviously to search for earthquakes.
1888, New Mexico State University is founded in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
January 5th, U.S. Democrats nominated Grover Cleveland for president.
June 13th, U.S. Congress creates the Department of Labor.
We've had the William II.
Yeah.
20th of June, 1888, the Northwest Territories holds the first general election. 22 members of the Legislative Assembly are elected. All are independents. There are no party politics in their territories. Now,
direct democracy. That's interesting.
I was about to say, probably know more about that.
Yeah, there's a big difference. June 20th, Pope Leo XIII publishes the encyclical Libertas.
Oh. And then we have Stop, and then we have a couple. 23rd, Frederick Douglass, the first African-American to be nominated for U.S. Vice President. 1888 from EAC says Ball Brothers move manufacturing Mason's jars. Oh, they're pretty cool, the Mason jars, to Mutes, Indiana. Today, Ball jars, Mason jars are synonymous. Today's Ball doesn't make Mason jars, rather they are produced under license. Yeah, Mason jars are very cool. And if you get some glass with balls in it, the old wine bottles, or the ball to stop the drinks from being poured out for the balls, marbles inside, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the Mason jars are pretty neat. And I'll tell you a little bit about that with the Mason jars as well. You know Jeremy Clarkson is, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Well, one of his relatives designed the seal to the Mason jars.
I wasn't aware of that. That's cool.
If you ever see that program, Who Do You Think You Are? They go back right to the history of famous people.
Yeah.
And one of his relatives designed the seal to the Mason jar.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Really neat. Okay, guys, we're on 1890. 1890. And that's my Canadian 1 cent for 1890.
Skip, you're one far ahead of us.
Am I?
Yeah, it's 1889.
Oh, it's 18. I don't have an 1889. What am I doing?
He's doing two strings. He's one. He's missed me.
1889. Okay, yeah, 1890s next time. Oh my God, I don't have an 1889. Do you have an 1889?
I do indeed, Skipper.
Good. I'm putting you on, and then the rest of these guys can go right now.
Oh man.
While we're trying to resolve ourselves.
There we are. We have an 1889. Bunhead.
Hi, Muscle Shell.
Again, it's the same reverse. There we go. 1889.
I still say it looks like she's sitting on a wheelchair.
Wheelchair. Yeah. Who knows? It could be. Just almost 8 million of these, just under 8 million by 300,000, give or take a few. Again, they range from pennies to around about £150. Depends on what you really got, really. I think my one's probably around about the £2 mark. I do have an 88 coin. I just know I have one because, I have to have one because it's football, isn't it? 1889 history. Okay. Our monarch is still Victoria. Prime Minister is still Robert Gascoigne Cecil, the third Marquis of Salisbury. Okay, let's have a look.
The Canada-Ontario Boundary Act was initiated in 1889 by the British Parliament, which expanded Ontario's borders west to the Lake of the Woods and north to the Albany River.
I remember you talking about that a little while ago when we was on about with Pontiac and all them. The British South Africa Company receives a royal charter.
A rock slide in Quebec killed 45 on September 19th, 1889.
The Savoy Hotel in London opens.
November 6th, they had the Newfoundland election. William Whitwee's Liberals win a majority, defeating Robert Thorburns' Reforms.
There's not a lot really going on. I mean, they got like Wimbledon FC as Wimbledon Old Central Football Club played their first match. But Wimbledon Football Club, they were called, what was their team? I can't remember. If you ever, what's his name? Robert's Coins Adventures, aren't we? Yeah. Oh my God. Vinnie Jones. You've heard of Vinnie Jones, haven't you? The actor who plays.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Well, he plays the bad guy in a lot of American films. Vinnie Jones. Right. He played for Wimbledon. He used to be a football player. And he got one of the fastest red cards in football history. But they obviously from 1889 when they were first, they went bust about 15 years ago, and now they're called the MK Dons and something else. It's like two clubs, but it's like merged into it's one club merged out of two. I can't remember what their nickname was. I can't remember, but yeah. God, I can't remember what they got this really cool name. I can't remember the name of it. But if you ever see some of the old, if you see some of the not old, but if you see some of the films that may have Vinnie Jones in it,
right?
He's always acting like the hard British gangster kind of guy.
I probably know him to see him. A lot of these actors, I just don't know. Stop.
Already?
It's because we're just chatting away and it just zings by.
Blinking, clocking in and clocking out. Who invented that, eh? That guy from earlier, wasn't it? Where is your go, man? I can't find your go.
Yeah. Well, it starts off with Robert's Coin Adventures, 1889, January 3rd. Admissions Convention meets in Ellensburg, Washington, and asks for statehood.
There we go. January 5th, admissions conversion. Okay. January 5th, German philosopher Frederick Nietzsche is suffered a mental breakdown after supposing witnesses a horse flogging. Oh my God. Okay, German philosopher Frederick Nietzsche suffers a mental breakdown after supposedly witnessing a horse flogging.
Thin-skinned.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I don't think I'd have a mental breakdown. I'd be pissed off seeing someone beat a horse, but to have a breakdown,
Now, I mean, you see that whipping and all that in horse racing. I mean, a lot of it is like toned down a lot now since.
Oh yeah, it's just to get the horse to go faster.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's almost every second, you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like motor cars were invented yet or anything like that, really, was it? So you had cowboys, you had like horse riders, you had horse and cart. Surely you must have seen that a lot.
And just about every person that was rode a buggy had a whip.
Yeah.
Unusual. January 3rd, German philosopher. Oh, that's one's already 30.
And I bet you had a
For
horse
the
and
Exposition Universelle at 300 meters high, retained the record for the tallest man-made structure for 41 years.
You know what beat that, didn't you? If I remember rightly, is the Empire State Building.
Yeah, it would have.
Stopping by, says Russell Shaw. December 24th, 1889, Daniel Stover and William Hans patents a bicycle with a back pedal brake. Now, do you know what? We obviously still carried on for years. And as a kid, I had BMXs and whatever. And I remember going on my brother's really old bike and I fell off because I rid back. And of course, you had to keep going on his bike. If you couldn't just stop and the crank would just keep going. Of course, it was a pedal backwards one. So when you had to keep going, and you had a rest, it would break. Of course, I didn't know that and flew off, didn't I? It was really, really old.
We used to purposely hit the brakes to skid.
Well, yeah, I'm a bit young to know that. I had like a normal little bike with obviously free flowing chain. And of course, I went on my brother's bigger bike, thinking, oh, yeah, I'm a bigger boy, you know, which I wasn't. I was still a little kid. I darted down the road. I didn't know that you had to keep going. Of course, I stopped pedaling, whacked the brake on, I went flying off. Crash a few times. I never went back on that thing again.
January 10th, Ivory Coast declared a protectorate of France.
Okay. That's why we get a lot of the French players get playing for Ivory Coast or the Ivory Coast players playing in France. 7th December 1809, Gilbert and O'Sullivan's Gondoliers premieres in London.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously an Italian play by the sounds of it.
Yeah. September 23rd, 1889, Nintendo founded by Fusajiro Yamauchi to sell hand-painted playing cards, eventually becoming popular playing cards in Japan. Nintendo?
Yeah.
1889, Nintendo.
I wonder why, if Nintendo is like, as you said, obviously the computer systems today or whatever they're using as name because it may need to do with playing. I have to find that out actually, because I thought it was actually
that's
gaming.
Very interesting.
January 22nd, Columbia phonograph was filmed in Washington, DC.
27th of February. What's that?
What does DC?
DC is this District of Columbia.
Oh, district. Okay.
27th of November, 1889, first permit issued to drive a car through Central Park. And the person's name was Curtis P. Brady. The Brady Bunch.
23rd of November, 1889. Debut of the first jukebox, Polaris Royale Saloon, San Francisco. Now, that would have been an amazing invention.
Yep. January 23rd, Daniel Williams forms the Provident Hospital in Chicago.
17th of November 1889, Union Pacific begins daily through service Chicago, Portland, and San Francisco. I tell you, that's like a train service, is it?
Yeah. Oh,
Just trying to work out from a British perspective, you know.
2nd November 1889, North Dakota becomes the 39th, and South Dakota becomes the 40th state in the United States.
I wonder if there's some arguments over that. Who should be 39th or 40th? We want to be 39th. Yeah, but that means you come last. That's some kind of running race or something. I played Snakes and Ladders. I don't know. January the 3rd, Archduke Crown Prince Rudolph of Austria, heir to Austro-Hungarian crown, is found dead with his mistress, Baroness Mary Vetseria. I don't know. Vetsera in Mary Ling in an apartment suicide pact. An apparent suicide pact. I don't know why I'm reading so stupid.
I don't understand these people that they've got apparently everything, and they commit suicide. What? I don't get it.
What was going on back in 1889? That would even was it down to was there no money? Was the Austro-Hungarian
A lot of stress somewhere? I don't know what would cause them to kill themselves. It's just weird.
Because I know, like, the empire was quite big. The Austrian and Hungarian empire was actually quite a big empire. So something always happens way before something else happens. And
September 30th, 1889, St. Mary's Hospital was opened by the sisters with the 3 Mayo physicians on staff, eventually merged with the Mayo family-owned clinic, Mayo Clinic. I've heard of that.
Montana admitted as the 41st state of the Union.
11th of November, 1889, Washington is admitted as the 42nd state in the... Boy, the states are just jumping on board, man.
Yeah, they're starting getting the stars and the old stars and stripes here.
Yeah, I bet you that pissed off the flag makers.
What, another one? You know, or kept them in business. 7th of February, Astronomical Society of Pacific holds the first meeting in San Francisco. That's pretty interesting.
29th October 1889, Stanley Park is dedicated in Vancouver, British Columbia. And Stanley Park is actually beautiful.
Didn't you go to Vancouver?
Many times.
Yeah, Zoe's been there. Didn't you go?
Oh, Zoe's been there. Cool.
Didn't you go to didn't you go to Stanley Park? You must have been.
Is that where the Olympic things are?
Is that where the Olympics are held? Wouldn't have been. No, it wouldn't have been.
Somewhere else, sorry.
That's Calgary, isn't it? You're on about.
The Winter Olympics was in Calgary, but there were Olympic Games in Vancouver.
Amsterdam Central Station officially is open, obviously.
Okay. February 8th, a flood ravages the Dutch coast.
Not weird.
Wow. Thomas Edison shows his first motion picture. Wasn't it a human walking or something like that?
Whatever it was, it probably wasn't very exciting. For them, it was.
Mind you, some of the films are coming out as not very. Some of the films.
24th September 1889, Alexander Day patents the dial time recorder. Dial time recorder. Interesting. Is that like a stopwatch?
Sounds like it, doesn't it? 11th, Meiji Constitution of Japan adopt the first diet. Convenes in 1890. The first diet. Wow.
11th July 1889, Tijuana in Mexico becomes a city. Ooh.
Wall Street Journal begins publishing in New York City. That was from Ferrari 45, 8th of July.
February 12th, Henrik Ibsen's play, Fran Fry Havet, The Lady from the Sea, premieres in Oslo.
That actually sounds quite cool, actually. First United Internet US Mint at Carson City, Nevada reopens. Yay!
Well, that wasn't closed very long, was it?
That must have been from a numismatic called one of us saying, look, it needs to open, get open.
8th of June, 1889, cable cars began service in Los Angeles.
That's another route to you, isn't it?
Yeah. Give me flashbacks here.
14th of February, the first train load of fruit, oranges, leaves LA for East.
Made a lot of happy Easterners happy to get oranges. 6th of June, 1889, the Great Fire in Seattle destroys 25 downtown blocks.
Wow, that's a lot. 3rd of June, 1889, the Canadian Pacific Railway is completed from coast to coast. Now that is a huge railway.
Yeah, it is. Bloody expensive to travel on it these days.
You know what? I think Canadian Railway from coast to coast is second to the Russian Railway from coast to coast. It's got to be, isn't it? It's got to be the second longest railway in the world.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I can't remember what the and don't forget the Canadians done this in 1890. That the Russian one was finished in 1975, if I remember right. I can't remember what it's called. And that begins with a B, but I can't remember.
28th of May, 1889, Edouard and Andre Michelin incorporate the Michelin Tire Company.
That's actually pretty cool. March 2nd, Kansas passes the first U.S. antitrust law. Kansas passed the first U.S. antitrust law. I don't trust you.
No, don't trust you. 14th January 1889, Birmingham is granted the status of a city, despite not, at this time, having an Anglican cathedral. So you don't have a cathedral back then. You don't get to be a city.
No, you have to have either a university or a cathedral. Birmingham is granted the status of city. It's granted a city status of city despite. I think it was the capital city at one point. I'm pretty sure it was. I think when it grew, I think that's when Birmingham grew out. March the 12th, Almond B. Stroger and Undertaker in Topeka, Kansas. Or is it Topeka?
Topeka.
Files a patent by the US state for an automatic telephone exchange using the Stoger switch. The Stoger switch. Is that like the plug? That can't be the plug, it's the exchange. What's this? Is that a direct line or something?
I think the Stoger switches were found on the toll floors that would actually, and if you'd ever walked, they're not that way anymore. But you go and you can hear them clicking as you're walking through the toll floors. Click, 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 as they're switching.
Okay. A bit like a relay then.
Yeah. The Savoy Hotel on 6th of August, 1889 in London opens.
4th of March, Benjamin Harrison inaugurated as the 21st U.S. president.
March 9th, Battle of Galabet, or Materna. Mahdi's beat Abyssinian Emperor John the, what is that, the fourth?
Yeah. Kansas passes the first general anti-trust. Oh, we've had that one. 19th of September, 1889. A rock slide in Quebec kills 45. You said that at the beginning, but obviously that was from Ferrari 45.
Okay, we got that one too. Okay, March 12th. Start of South Africa's first test versus England, Port Elizabeth. First test? Not sure what they mean by that.
Yeah, the first test is basically it's you have a 5-day test match.
We're
with South
talking
Africa.
sports.
Yeah, we're talking cricket. So that's like the first day. The first test is a day. It's just their terminology.
We use insecticide for cricket, right?
Sorry?
We use insecticide to deal with crickets.
The what? Sorry, I missed that again.
Insecticide for crickets.
Yeah, spray them. Bloody pests, aren't they, crickets? August, Stranglebirds Frocken Jubilee premieres in Copenhagen.
I'll run right out and get a ticket.
Sorry?
I'll run right out and get a ticket. I want to see that Frocken Julie. May 6th to October 31st, the Exposition Universelle in Paris with the Eiffel Tower as its entrance arch. Magnifique.
Magnifique. March 15th, 6 US and German warships sunk by typhoon in Althea Harbour, Samoa. 200 died, unfortunately.
The first long-distance electric power transmission line in the United States is completed, running 14 miles, a whole 23 kilometers, between a generator at Willamette Falls and downtown Portland, Oregon.
Wow. Okay, the first Test cricket match played at Newlands Cape Town versus England. That's basically what they were just talking about earlier.
Right.
26 Bernard Transeed carries. Is that right? Transeed carries back for 26. Not out for 47 South Africa versus England. That's basically the score. So Bernard Transeed is the famous cricketer who had a really long black beard, if I'm rightly. Takes 15 for 26, 7 to 17, and 8 to 11. South Africa at Newlands.
He was the one that tied his beard to his cricket bat, and he would just swing his head like this.
That will do it. March 26th, South Africa all out for 47 and followed on out for 43 versus England. An early method of high voltage direct current transmitted as developed by Swiss engineer René Thury is implemented commercially by Italy by Acquedotto di Ferrari Galleria Company.
Okay, yeah, already got the next one. April 1st, the first dishwashing machine was marketed in Chicago.
Wow, 1889.
I wonder if it was wooden.
Yeah, the mangle. The British South African Company receives a royal charter. A probable date. This is open to opinion on the dates. Car to the design of Siegfried Marcus completed in Vienna. Now that's like the one speed. It's got like a handle, isn't it? If I remember rightly, it's not exactly a car, but it's still shaped like a car. I think it's got like 3 wheels. It's got like a handle. Siegfried Marcus. April 3rd, Savings Bank order of the True Reforms open in Richmond, Virginia. Then I got your stop. And then after that, we actually got a couple here. April 6th, George Eastman begins selling his Kodak flexible rolled film for the first time. And then the modern day flag of Brazil adapted in the Parisian provisional government of the Republic. And Angels Are We Nursery and Other Things is here. Nice to see you. Emmanuel's Workbench, nice to see you.
Yes. West St. John. Overlooking the reversing falls and the wonderful smell of the pulp mill. And Alpine Brewery, where I used to go down and get free beer. Yeah, I remember it well.
We get free beers.
Yeah, there's certain, I think it was like every Tuesday that you go in there and drink your fill in their booze room. It was nice.
Do you know what? I hadn't heard that for a while. Drink your fill. Oh, my phone.
Well, guys, that was a great day. And we had some really excellent contributors. We got 4 actually that really got into it today. And I got the tallies already done, which is pretty good. Oh. And I'll bring them up here. Here we go. And we got these wonderful folks. And as you can see, Phillip 45. We got RCA and EAC were the top, with honorable mention for LNW. So the top 3 will get a pick out of the bucket. And I'll just swing this. There we go. D. Okay, we'll get that under there. We'll go into the banter part. There we go. All righty. So, I guess I'm going to have to do so that they can see what's going on here.
Yeah. Sorry we missed you in the chat, guys. It's just that we are reading down the list. So we apologize.
Yeah, our multitasking is the best we can do. You know, we do the best we can. So the first person to get drawn out of the bucket is Phillip 45. Phillip 45. You get hello. Oh, you got a neat one. What we got here? That's a 1992. Oh, it's a 10 pence from the Brunswick of Jersey.
Oh, nice. Look, what's on there? Is that the castle on there?
That is the. Is that a castle on there?
Can't remember which one it is now.
It looks like stones, like
Bailiwick of Jersey. It's a nice coin.
It is cool. So Phillip's got that. RCA, next one. Never know what I'm going to pull out of here. What? Are you serious?
Another one.
Yeah, you get a 1968 Philadelphia $50, a Kennedy.
Nice. That's 40% silver.
So we'll put that with RCA, and EAC's going. Yeah. I want one of those too. See if we can find one. Well, I have no idea what's in here. I'm not looking. And you get a 2018 Canadian nickel.
Nice.
All righty. So you got that, which is cool. Now put you on there. And you know what? I'm feeling really generous today. LNW, they're still here. I'm going to do one for LNW just because I'm a nice guy. Because there's only 4 of them that was on there. So I'm going to do that since this is the end of the month. So LNW gets the brand new painted 2021 dime.
Oh, 2 million. Is that right?
That would be 2 million. Yep. There, LNW, I'm giving you something that's a little different. There you go. And that's it for this month.
Congratulations, everybody.
So everything's going to be going out within the next couple days. Yeah, you got the blue nose. Sweet coin misses right there, Muscle Shell. And I'll make sure everybody gets their package. I got a whole pile of envelopes to send out here in the next day. And just to let you know that I will be going on to Dale's stream for the next couple days, but then I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks.
Oh,
I'll be yeah. So my live stream will start up mid-month because I'm on courses and stuff. So which is taking me away. I will try to come up for a live stream of sorts, just to chit chat with people when I'm in beautiful the Canadian Rockies.
Oh, you've got to take some pictures,
Oh.
please.
I'll share it. Maybe I can even get a live stream if I get a decent signal. Go on the balcony and you can look at the bears and the woods and trees.
Oh, nice. Yeah, definitely. As I say, I hope it all goes well for you, Skipper. Definitely, man. You're going to be hugely missed, by the way, and you know that.
Well, I'm going to see you tomorrow.
I mean, after that.
and I should be there Saturday. It's just after that I'm gone.
No.
So in the meantime, and in between time, I've got a spouse that's waiting at the hairdressers for me to pick her up. Yes. So I got to bail, which I would normally chit chat with you for a while, but I'm glad to see you looking better, my friend. I thank you, everybody that's come out to play. And
knocked me out for Saturday morning. I was just in agony. And I was upstairs as well. And oh man, how Zoe got me down, I don't know, down the stairs.
Ooh.
And I stayed downstairs because I couldn't stay.
What's rough when you're like that?
But it is what it is. You just got to keep smiling, carry on.
Yeah. Well, I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and we'll chat there in Discord and find out what's been going on. And in the meantime, this is
you take care, everybody. Much love, respect to every single one of you. Have a safe. What day are we on? Wednesday. And
Wednesday.
Hopefully to see you tomorrow. I can't wait. Catch up. Just a quick note: be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'll be streaming to make up for lost time. Hopefully, I'll let you know tomorrow. Of course, I will be streaming tomorrow 9 p.m. GMT. Thank you for Skipper for having me up again. That's so much fun. And congratulations to everybody. Love the history, as always. And it's good to be back up here with you. And I will see you next time.
Au revoir, à bientôt.
Bye, everyone. You take a Skipper.